Welcome to LARRCAST. Society is fucked. Free podcast for the open-minded. Warning, listener discretion advised. Explicit and raw adult humor. Greetings everyone, welcome to the podcast LARRCAST. This is the first and only episode where I am actually doing the first and only short that we're going to be talking about in a few weeks. Hopefully when I get a few cast members on the show and hopefully a few guesses. Now, there's a few things I've got to discuss about recently. It's been on my mind. And before we actually have the real show, I want to go ahead and do a single podcast on my own and upload it to YouTube on my channel. So this is how it's going to start out. Now, there's a few things that has been on my mind lately, and I don't want to go on the topic of gaming, because usually that's what my channel is about. It's about gaming. So we're going to be drawing away from gaming, and we're going to be doing more of a bit of a society thing. And now the society is sort of a more political, more agenda. But we're trying to stay away from politics, anything that lures politics into the show. So as the host of LARRCAST podcast, I'm going to be discussing about one of the things that really bother me, and if these little short shows, if I have to promote the podcast, then I will. And I will talk to myself, I have to, but I have you as the audience to listen, so that's kind of a benefit in several ways. So anyway, first of all, I was watching some YouTube videos recently, and I got used to the new 3 days grace, and I like their brand new album. Their albums look really good, and there's this one comment section on one of the songs called Riots. In fact, actually the song is kind of old. I believe it was in 2006 by RCA Jive Label Group. Anyway, first of all, I comment on the area because we're talking about Ferguson and we're talking about racial profiling in general and stuff like that. And this is what I commented on there, because I see a lot of people just saying that we riot because of stupid reasons or political reasons and stuff like that. And this is what I had to say. And I quote, "First of all, violence only harm the people in it and people that are involved. That are not involved, people will still get hurt. Either way, if a riot's bad, in many cases, even against the economy and the city and the state in which it provinces." So second, in Ferguson, and this may go into a more political thing, because a lot of people are so controversial and debatable about what the hell's going on with fucking Ferguson. Like, what the hell's going on, really? Like, we have this officer who killed a kid in broad daylight, and many witnesses claim that he did it on purpose or because of racial profiling. Now, and then later words, I think they had proved him innocent or something like that because he was doing his job. Now, I don't blame the police officer for doing his job. What sketches me is that how people reacted to it so quickly and made it a huge fuss about it. Now, second of all, Ferguson is not about a cop. Sorry, let me get back to the quote here. I was going off, but that's when I said about the riots and how people are in and out of it. Let me go ahead and continue. Second, Ferguson is not about a cop killing a kid. It's about racial profiling in general. Society right now is to a point of being so fucked up. We as humans are all against ourselves because of race, religion, differences, and culture. We hate ourselves so much that it is a ticking bomb ready to go off. Political as you may say it's not always the case of who's in charge and behind the big red button. It's us. It's all of us. We all as one human race. There is about a rough estimate of 88% of humans on Earth who believe strongly that if it's not their way, they will revoke and exterminate the human race by any means necessary. Like, you can go to your fellow human neighbor across the street, and you know what? I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you act. I don't like the way you dress. I don't like the way you walk your dog. I'm going to put a gat in your face and I'm going to fire the freaking trigger. Now, this happens. This actually happens on day-to-day basis. People die because of these stupid-ass reasons. Now, I don't get why we do this. And it frustrates me to freaking even express why it is. It fathoms. I'm like, why? It's just stupid. Just plain stupidness. Another thing is, there's a lot of things going on in society generally, and people who go against people, attack them for political reasons and for what they look like and for what they do. It goes on and on and on. We see it in the news almost every morning as we wake up, smell the coffee, get in the shower, and we hear it on the news when we just before we go to work, and just like, okay, this kid got killed by a cop. What am I gonna think about this? How am I gonna react to this? And you just see Facebook or Twitter blow up in minutes, and anger and pain and shock and whatever they are feeling right now. And this is beyond anyone's needs. This is like holy Creole. What is going on? This world is going to hell. And it kind of already is. There's a lot of things that are going on, and I don't know how to express myself. I don't know. It's just so bad right now. And it's just one of those things you just have to let go, because in 10 years time there's probably going to be something bigger. And you know what, and probably next year in 2015, no, actually by the end of 2015 we're going to get elected a brand new president of the United States, and we don't know where that's taken off. In fact, I don't even have a single clue who's going to be the candidates. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of it. But here in the United States, we have a really bad voting system. As I recall, I did vote. Well, I didn't really vote. I did vote for Obama, because I know he served 2 terms, and he did okay with it. I didn't say he did bad or anything like that, and he did all right. He's one of those lucid presidents who gets to the public's eye, and he does his thing really, really well in public. My voice is a little broken, by the way, so sorry about that. So here's another thing that kind of caught my attention a couple of days, is that relationships. Yeah. What about relationships, huh? I know this is a bit of change of vibe in the whole thing, but there's got to be different programs on this show, or it's not, or we're just gonna end it right here, because I don't want to just stop in one subject. So my thing about relationships is that society is so fucked up right now, is that when you see a person that has no college degree, and he's only been working by experience, but he's done better than the person who had the college degree, in fact, in that field. So let's say a police officer becomes, a normal citizen guy becomes a police officer, while the other guy has over 40 years in criminology, or anything that relates to forensics in college, and they can't get the job because they don't have the experience. But the last guy, the citizen dude, he had maybe 3 or 4 years as a security officer. He knows how it works. He knows the in and outs and all the hoodlums and how to interact with people, how to solve situations, and he doesn't abuse his power. Now, that person's going to get hired because he has experience. Now what does that have to go into relationships? Is that when you're relating to something, it's not always the case. Your degree can relate to that field, but yourself, as the person that has experience, you're probably going to relate more. because you've handled the situations before. In internships, as far as degrees, you have like, well, I've never been to college myself, but I heard internships can be quite a trip. Like, it will be hard work, but again, it's not required for some fields. But I'm just saying that this whole thing in relations, it's just, I don't know, it's just controversial. Maybe that's not the right word. I don't know. This is unedited stuff, so this is speaking out of the top of my head, and it's very, very late. But I'm not going to use it as an excuse. No. Well, I want to get to my point, though. So, the relationships, now this person, the citizen guy, I just call him citizen guy, just because, and the guy with the college degree. Now, the citizen guy, he comes like a sergeant. He does really good, but now he has a problem of gaining like a relationship with a woman. Why is that? That relationship with a woman, the woman says, "Oh, you're doing pretty good. Did you go to college?" And he says, No, I didn't." So she's like, "Well, I guess that means you're a loser or something. You just don't have nothing in your life. You got nothing going on in your life." And it's like, "No, I just wanted to be a police officer. I always wanted to be a police officer." And she'll probably be like, "Oh," and just doubt him right there. Just judge him. 10 seconds flat right into the conversation. And just like, oh, definitely friend zone. Not a relationship because, oh, you just cop, whatever. And this happens a lot. People with college degree, that's like your key in freaking marital or anything. It doesn't matter what you did. If you saved somebody's life, if you saved a cat out of a tree, it doesn't matter. It's just the whole idea of people judging you for what your educational level is. So you're a dumbass? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm out of here. What the hell? I don't know. See, that's messed up. Okay, so there's some other issues involving, I would rather like to talk about right now, which is a lot easier to talk about than these two topics, and a lot more easier and more calmer. But with this said, I think I'm going to end this short little episode and be it as it is. Now, if you want to be on the show, please comment, or you can send me a message via the YouTubes. Now, there's going to be a real podcast show. I'm not going to just flake out on it. This is going to be a real thing. And pretty soon it's going to, if it hits big time, and hopefully it is, and I have a lot of plans for it, and I'm trying to change, not change the world, but just trying to change the whole view of broadcast, really. So if you want to be a part of it, and trust me, it will be at some point an actual job. You probably be paid because I'm gonna be planning a lot of good stuff for it, and hopefully, if it gets really good, and if it gets a lot of views and a lot of good feedback, I'm gonna put it on Sirius Satellite Radio. Yeah, and hopefully we will get to that point. Now, I want to get 2 people, preferably one other male and one other female. One female, because I'm not a female or male. Oh, wait, I think I just fucked up. I am a male. So, yeah. So go ahead and send me a message if you want to be. Now, I prefer you to be 18 or older, and I want you to be outgoing. I need you to be speakful. I need you to be very on topic. I can't deal with OCD people. And like, you can be OCD, but in not the negative way. I want the positive way. I want you to be something that relates to the topic and at hand, and we'll have a program and everything on it. So, go for it. Send me a message, and you will not regret it. And please be 18 or older. Good speaking mic, and then I'll get in contact with you on how we're gonna make this work. Thank you, and thank you for watching the LARRCAST.